Let's talk about virginity. It's a word loaded with baggage, right? We hear it everywhere, in movies, music, even from our families. But what does it actually mean? Virginity is not a medical term. It's a social, cultural, and often religious concept. Can someone tell if you're a virgin? No. There's no blood test for it, no scan, no medical definition. Society, culture, and religion often dictate what it means to be a virgin. These definitions vary wildly and often have little to do with actual bodies or lived experiences. This confusion creates pressure, shame, and unrealistic expectations, particularly for young people. We need to dismantle these harmful myths and have open, honest conversations about sex and relationships. Your worth isn't tied to virginity. Let's embrace a more informed and empowered understanding of ourselves and our bodies. One of the biggest misconceptions about virginity revolves around the hymen. The hymen is a thin, flexible tissue that partially covers the vaginal opening. Some people believe the hymen is like a seal that breaks during first-time sex, proving virginity. That's completely false. While the hymen may stretch or tear during sex for some, many women experience no noticeable change. The condition of the hymen is not an indicator of sexual activity. The hymen can stretch and tear for various reasons, including exercise, tampon use, or naturally over time. Some people are even born with a hymen that's already stretched or has a naturally larger opening. Not all people bleed during their first sexual experience. Bleeding can happen if the hymen stretches or tears. But it is not a universal experience, and bleeding may not occur at all. The idea that a hymen can prove virginity is simply not medically accurate. The hymen naturally becomes less pronounced over time due to physical activities and hormonal changes. This doesn't mean someone has lost their virginity. This myth perpetuates harmful stereotypes and puts undue pressure on people, especially women. The hymen is not an indicator of virginity. It's a normal part of female anatomy that varies from person to person. Understanding the reality of the hymen is crucial in debunking harmful myths and empowering individuals with knowledge. Let's talk about the first time. Movies and TV shows often portray this experience in a very specific way, filled with fireworks, instant pleasure, and maybe even a little pain. But the reality is much more diverse. Everyone experiences sex for the first time differently. Some people might feel pleasure, while others might not. Some people might feel discomfort or pain during their first time due to tight muscles or lack of lubrication. Some might feel nervous or scared, and that's perfectly okay. There's no right way to experience sex for the first time. Does losing virginity cause physical changes? No permanent body changes occur solely because of losing virginity. After having penetrative sex for the first time, the vagina does not undergo permanent changes. The vagina is elastic and naturally returns to its normal shape after sex. Losing virginity does not cause any long-lasting changes to body shape, weight, or size. Does losing virginity affect health? There are no specific health changes associated with losing virginity. However, practicing safe sex is important to prevent sexually transmitted infections, STIs, and unwanted pregnancy. The impact of losing virginity on mental health can depend on the circumstances. In a positive and consensual context, it may enhance emotional intimacy and confidence. However, if there is pressure, lack of consent, or emotional distress, it may lead to anxiety, guilt, or regret. Does virginity matter in a relationship? Virginity may hold significance in some relationships due to cultural, religious, or personal beliefs, but it should not be viewed as a marker of someone's value or worth. Communication is key. Talk to your partner, be open about your feelings, and don't be afraid to ask questions. Consent is crucial. Sex should always be a choice, and you have the right to say no or stop at any time. Let's embrace the diversity of human experiences and ensure that sex is consensual, respectful, and enjoyable. Now, let's talk about what truly matters. Consent and respect. These are the cornerstones of any healthy sexual experience. Consent means getting a clear and enthusiastic yes from your partner. Respect goes hand in hand with consent. It means valuing your partner's boundaries and decisions. Prioritizing consent and respect creates a safe space for sexual exploration. It's time to break free from the shackles of virginity myths. These outdated ideas have no place in a society that values knowledge and respect. We need to dismantle these harmful narratives and replace them with accurate information. Let's start by educating ourselves and each other.